Empire, and certainly my family lives up north, and it's like coming home every time I come
It must
here.
feel like a suburb of London to come up to Birmingham today, because you only took about an hour to get here, didn't you?
Yes. We won't go into that.
You came up at some great speed, didn't you?
No. I'm here doing, preparing to do a series with Lord Lou Grade called The Day Havoc Struck, and we'll be sort of working out of London and working all over the world, and it's going to be a great experience. So I'm going to really be sort of a Londoner for a while, and I just think it's great.
Well, Glenn, the last time we met was in Hollywood, and I was very much welcomed at your home, your marvellous home in Hollywood. But I found it very warm and welcoming, but I also found it to be a very historic place, and a place with quite a lot of atmosphere. Cynthia, how did you find the atmosphere in this astonishing house?
After about 4 months, you get used to it. How do you... Well, we have lots of... I call them friends.
Well, what I think...
They're ghosts, right?
Well, no, I don't call them ghosts.
They're
I call
people.
them friends. That just do lots of things. I mean, if we go away on a trip, for instance, when we get home, we'll have roses at our doorstep. The pictures, and I've taped all of them, and we must have 2,000 pictures, leveled all of them, taped them against the walls. They sort of rearrange things.
Now,
There's a star system on our walls, in fact. The one wants to be on top of the other, and the next time we come home, we'll find that, we won't mention the star or anything, but he's on top, and we find them relegated to the bottom.
Battling for top billing.
Oh, that goes on in whatever world they're living in.
That sounds like what? A poltergeist.
Oh, but it's so wonderful.
Yeah,
you know, I would never,
at all.
when he's gone, when he's away working, I'm never alone. And our house is very large, but I'm always sort of, it's friendly. I know
Friendly
that.
ghosts.
Yeah, I think we should explain, right, that our home is built on the site of where Hollywood started. It's where it was the old Louis B. Mayer estate, and it's where Valentino had his first engagement and date with a lady. It's where Gable met Lombard. It's where Wally Beery. The whole history of Hollywood was laid right on the spot where our home was built. So we choose to believe that perhaps they are around, and it's kind of nice. And when I'm gone, Cynthia never gets lonely. And, well, I mean, how can you get lonely with Rudolph Valentino showing up?
Yeah,
sure. At 11 o'clock, and plus John Gilbert, you name it.
But I mean,
you people don't think I'm crazy, I hope.
No, but I call him, by now I call him Rudy. He's always in the dining room, and he sort of occupies my time.
It's a funny thing that there's a smell around the house sometimes that is a perfume. It's a cologne he used to use, and they don't make it anymore. And it's there. And I didn't believe it until the person who invented it came and said, I made that in 1923.
See, I found it a very unspooky house because it had its pool room and its English pub where you apologize for not serving warm beer. It was about 90 degrees in Los Angeles.
No, warm beer is better than cold.
And you had this den and all. I mean, it really is a magnificent start. So I remember you said just that the house next door is Rita Hayworth's, just literally your neighbour over the wall.
Yeah.
Now, in that house, when we were chatting and we made some films, we then started listening to a story from you. You recognised my Scottish accent. And I remember you said, Glenn, do you know a place called Elgin in Scotland? And I said, yes, I did. Go on, now take the story up from there.
Well, believe me, I'm speaking purely as somebody who's very inquisitive and very curious as to why, under regression, I would go back to Elgin. It was done 6 times. And I've never been to Scotland. I've never been to Elgin. I know nothing about it whatsoever. But under hypnosis, I played the piano. I can't play a single note on the piano. But at the University of California, Los Angeles, they did this to me, and I played rather good, in fact, very good piano. I can't explain it. And I was, like I told you today, I wish somebody could explain how these things happen. But then it goes on beyond that.
Yes, I listened to these tapes this afternoon.
I think that should be made clear that these tapes have been heard, and everybody's as astounded as me.
Yes, and in fact, one of the reasons we're not going to play all of the tape is that not all of it is really fit for publication.
No,
is
not
it?
at all.
The language is quite strong, isn't it?
particularly when I'm Charlie Bill.
Charlie Bill is a cowboy.
He was a trail boss working in 18-something for a man named Charles Goodnight, believe it or not. And he got... we haven't got the time.
No, he got shot by his best friend. A marvelous story, and it really is quite. I found it quite disturbing to
shot in the back
to
too,
listen.
you know?
Shot in the back.
Yeah, how about that?
Now, Cynthia, when you've watched Glenn being hypnotized, how did you feel seeing your husband literally beginning to talk with another man's voice?
I don't think anything that Glenn would do would be new or disturbing. After I've lived in the house and all the things that go on, nothing is nothing can bother me.
I don't think I can surprise Cynthia. She's seen some things that are unbelievable, and I have too.
Well, let's give people just a little flavor of this. Now, just to set this up, this is during properly medically supervised hypnosis.
Four doctors, 5 doctors, 2 hypnotists at the University of California, Los Angeles, and then they came to the house.
And you were hypnotized, and you had a microphone, or 2 microphones, on your chest while you lay on a bed.
Right.
Now, I'm going to play just a little bit of this tape. Now, I can warn you that it's a bit hard to make out, because it was done on a cassette originally, and it takes a little bit of listening to, but just listen. Now, this is the Charles Stewart incarnation.
I think you should make that everything has been verified that has ever been put on tape. I'm asking people, please tell me, how does this happen?
So, let's listen just for a moment.
He's she the piano to it. Everybody gibbets. The girls and the boys, everybody gibbets, that's all they are. They don't care. They don't want to learn. They don't learn.
Are you married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No. Never will.
Now, I better explain what is being said there.